We here at Bobchat like to think we help shape our nation's youth, but unless you want your children to grow up like us, we suggest only listening with other inebriated adults.
Bob!
Bob! Bob!
Bob!
Bobby!
Bob!
It's Bobchat Baby.
And we're just sitting here cranking a few beers, hacking a couple darts, and shooting the shit, you know?
Alrighty, and welcome to another episode of the Bobchat. I'm your host, Bino Barbarino. As always, here I am, doing my thing, making the podcast. It's Bobchat Baby. And today I'm joined by two very special guests, people that I've been trying to get on the show for quite some time. I'm glad that they finally showed up. My good friend, Kyle, a.k.a. Kyle Knievel, a.k.a. The Dopest, a.k.a. many things, I guess, really. Kyle, what's up? What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Bobby?
Kyle's a member of the nicest rap group, so we got a rap star in the building today, folks. We're really excited about that. Don't ask him to rap though, because he won't. But he's good at it anyways. And then also his wonderful girlfriend Laura, who's also a very good friend of ours, is also here tonight. Hello, Laura. How are you?
Good. I'm just waiting to be spoken to first.
Well, I am speaking to you now. So, how do you guys feel? Are you guys excited to be here?
I'm hot as fuck in this stupid room, Bob. That's how I fucking feel.
Okay, well, yeah, but do you love it though, or what?
Do I love being hot? It's one of my least favorite things. It's like right after being cold. I hate being hot.
Okay, well, listen, if you want, we can take an AC break halfway through. We'll get you a cold pop. When I say pop, I mean a beer. And then we'll finish her up. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Sure.
Great start to the show already. So super excited. But yeah. So how long have we been friends, Kyle?
I don't know. What time is it?
Yeah, until I walked into this room, we were friends.
No, I met Bob when I worked at this fucking, I don't know, like it's basically where you go if you want to kill your soul. You still work there, right, Bob?
I do still work. I do still work there.
No, I worked with Bob at this place, and everyone was like, "Oh, you rap? This guy raps too." So then Bob wanted to rap battle me, and
well, I wouldn't say so much a rap battle.
so then I rap battled him.
But we would sit out in my car and break and smoke only cigarettes and just rap.
We used to fucking I don't know.
I still work there. Be careful what you say.
I don't know if Bob did, but I remember I used to go out and I used to go through about a 6-pack a night in my car, because you're not really driving drunk, because you start drinking them at like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. and you stop drinking them at like 3 a.m. and you drive home at like
you're fine.
7:30. So yeah, you're really fine. And you take a lot of pee breaks in there. And we had a bong in the car in the cup holder. And we would just leave the floor. We got to the point where we weren't even taking breaks. We would just like park our car close to the emergency exit and go outside and get fucking baked.
Yeah, I was like, is it a break, or is it just I gotta run outside quick and then I'll be right back?
Yeah, it was great. One time I was smoking weed there, and I was hiding behind a thing smoking some weed, and I couldn't, because I was like, I can't find what I'm looking for. What lot am I looking for? I was like, I don't know. So I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna hide here and hit my one hitter. And boom, right in front of me was the lot I was looking for once I hid.
Amazing. It's funny how things work out, eh?
So yeah.
But so we became friends there, and then actually Kyle owed me like $20 for like 2 years, and he did, and then
I've never seen him.
You're dumb enough not to collect interest?
I tried, but yeah, so I didn't see him for like 2 years, and then I was like, I just talked to him one day, and we talked about hanging out and getting together, and I was like, yeah, I think you owe me $20 still. He's like, oh, really? He's like, fuck, sorry, man. And he slapped me $20, and yeah, we just been hanging out ever since.
And that's when Bob's like, all right, I guess I can hang out with him. He's not trying to screw me over.
Yeah, because I hold vendettas over $20.
You do. Bastard. You were just talking about that guy that you had on
clearly.
there.
Anyways, but yeah, so no, I'm glad we became friends, and we've talked about doing a lot of stuff.
We haven't done any of it.
Well, no, that's not true. So we were going to make a bunch of songs, and I think from DJ Joey Tunes on the table.
Joe Tunes, get it right.
Joe Tunes on the table. Sorry, Joey. Yeah, we're going to get him to make us some beats, and we're going to probably get some... Oh, are you passing me a joint? Awesome. That's part of the perks of being on Bobchat. Beers and joints.
And fucking sweating a whole lot.
But yeah, so we're going to get him to make some songs for us. But we've done a couple other things, because actually soon enough we'll be launching the Bobchat Podcast Network. And Kyle's one of the stars. He's got his show on there. It's going to be Kyle on Cooking.
Yeah, that's a pretty dope show. But let's not talk about that, because you're talking about stuff that we've done together. Let's talk about that fucking driveway you suckered me into doing. Bob's like, oh yeah. He's like, oh yeah, you think you can give me a hand doing my grandpa's driveway? I used to do it for a living, so fucking no problem. I'm like, all right, yeah, I done a couple of these before. We get there, Bob's like, I worked for this guy for like 5 months, and then I got fired or quit or something.
And I get fired. I got a different job.
Yeah, I got a different job. His boss set up the job for him because he's like, yeah, I don't want to fire you, but I feel bad. Here, I got you this job at Dollarama. So we go to Bob's grandpa's house, and we have to lift up.
It was a good time.
We have to lift up the whole driveway, and it's all like curved and shit. We got to relay.
It was.
We got to relay shit.
Yeah, they were. It was a brick driveway, and they were like 1x1 stones.
Yeah, but it's hard to get it back exactly. Like if you're off a fucking half an inch, it's gonna not fit properly.
You know what? I blame my grandpa for that because he was buying us a case of beer every day.
My grandpa was pissed. We drank a whole case of beer in the first day, and he was so fucking mad. We put. Can you pass me that later? We put bottle caps back on empty beers so that when they looked in the case, it wouldn't look like we drank a whole case of beer.
Well, yeah, because they weren't even there, and then they were like, "Oh, are you okay? Well, we'll see you guys later. Are you gonna be okay to get home?" Like, yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, and Bob was late every single day that he picked up.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And we had a big argument about it in front of his grandpa.
And anyway, but we've moved on from that. Kyle originally did like this Snapchat cooking show thing, and I was like, let's turn this into a fucking show. We'll make it happen, and we did, and it was awesome. And I'm really excited about it. So get ready for the Bobchat Podcast Network. Kyle, you're gonna know him if you don't know him already from the multiple musical endeavors he's undertaken. You're going to know him soon from one of the hottest shows on the Bobchat Podcast Network.
Yeah, second hottest show, because this fucking room is hot.
Heyo. But yeah, so there's a couple things. There's one thing that I've been asking people frequently when they come on the show lately, and I think it's hilarious, and everybody always has a different answer, which is cool. Okay, so Laura, Kyle, you guys love movies, obviously. I don't care what your favorite movie is. I probably could guess if I really needed to. But
yeah, right, Bob.
Okay, but Backdoor Sluts 9. Backdoor Sluts 9. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Backdoor Sluts, no, number 8. Yeah, that's one with your mom in it.
Heyo, got him. We got him. Okay, so pick a movie. Okay, so pick a movie, any movie, and you get to keep one actor as the person, and then everybody else is a Muppet, right? So pick a movie. So like, we'll say old school.
Titanic. Everybody's a fucking Muppet.
Except for who?
Except for Fabrizio.
Jesus.
Fabrizio!
Okay, yeah, we could, yeah.
No, but it would have to be Leonardo DiCaprio that stays the same.
So he's a person.
Yeah, and at the end, when he sacrifices himself to save a fucking Muppet, and he dies in the water because he's putting a Muppet on a fucking floating door.
And the best part would be when he's like painting her. It'd be like just this naked Muppet laying there. Like, okay.
Or pretty much any movie with Brendan Fraser where you can make everybody a Muppet and Brendan Fraser.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Because Brendan Fraser, he's like a Muppet already.
George of the Jungle.
Yeah, that would be a good one. And then
they're already Muppets.
But the animals would be Muppets too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great.
So everything in the movie, animal, human is now
or like
a Muppet.
Dudley Do-Right.
Dudley Do. Oh, that would be a good one. Yeah. Fuck, I haven't watched that movie in forever. Honestly, Brendan Fraser, like I actually.
Pulp Fiction and everybody but John Travolta is a Muppet. Fucking Uma Thurman, O'Dean.
Oh fuck.
Stuffing foaming from her mouth.
The gimp in the baby.
Yeah, he's a Muppet.
No, it's just Animal with a leather mask on.
Okay, Laura, what about you? So pick.
I said The Green Mile, and obviously everybody would be a Muppet except for Tom Hanks.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have picked.
John Coffey. To drink.
Yeah, but he's it's like
I would have picked. What's
it's
his?
like a thriller because he's fucked in the head because everybody's actually a Muppet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Turns out he actually has a brain tumor.
What? Plot twist. Hey, I'm gonna admit you had us in the first half.
or maybe the pianist.
Oh, the pianist. It's the pianist. Adrian Brody. Is that his name?
It's right? Adrian Brody.
The pianist.
Now I'm just saying ignorant things. Yeah, Schindler's List and everybody except for that girl in the red coat is a Muppet.
Oh my God, Jesus! Like the first scene. Last time we were.
Speaking of Jesus, Passion of the Christ, Muppets, the Muppets,
and Jesus is a
the Muppets crucify Jesus. You're not one of us. You're not one of us.
That's actually hilarious.
Pontius Pilate would be one of those old guys to just sit and eat popcorn.
Yeah, and they have like the puppet, the wooden puppet
podcast etiquette. You can't slam beers down. It's your first time. I know. We're gonna pop your podcast cherry.
The little wooden handle thing.
Yeah.
They just cut the strings off that, and that's the cross that Jesus is on.
No.
It's okay. We don't really have a big religious demographic, so we've definitely said enough things to piss those people off.
Fuck Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah. Amen. Okay, so I think now it's gonna bring us to, I like to do Bobchat joke of the day. So for today, and they're corny, they're dad jokes, they're Bob jokes, it's whatever. But if you got something better, you tell me. Okay, did you guys hear about the claustrophobic astronaut? He needed a little space.
I didn't get that because I don't have a dad.
Laura. Because it's a
Father's
dad
Day.
joke. Yeah, happy Father's Day, everybody. Do you guys have a joke you want to tell us? That's not too. Actually, you gotta be careful when we ask Kyle that, because you never know what the fuck he's gonna say.
All right, I got a good one.
Okay, lay it on us.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger one. So, this is my favorite dad joke ever. They're gonna make a new movie series, action movie, and it's gonna be all about famous composers from the past who are brought back to the future, and they're fucking fighting crime, like saving the world.
What's it gonna be called?
So they get it doesn't matter what it's called. Fucking compose this.
Yeah, compose this a murder.
But so they're getting all the big name actors, right? They get fucking Jason Statham.
Yeah.
They get
The Rock.
They get The Rock, yeah, and they get Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold.
And they say to Jason, "All right, Jason, who do you want to be out of all the composers?" He's like, "Oh, like I think I'm gonna be Ludwig van Beethoven." I go, "All right, good choice, good choice."
Good casting call. Good choice.
And so then they're talking to The Rock, and they're saying to Dwayne, "Who do you want to be?" And he said, "Maybe I'll be Chopin. I don't know how you say that name." And they're like, "All right, there you go, Chopin. Go ahead there, Rocky." And then they get to Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they're like, "All right, Arnold, last guy. Who do you want to be?" He thinks about it for a minute. He's like, "I'll be Bach."
I think I've heard that before, but that's amazing.
Yeah, that was my profile picture on Facebook when I was in like grade 9.
Yeah, wow, grow up, Kyle. Jesus.
Yeah,
Laura, do you
well,
got-
my profile picture when I was in grade 9 was me fucking ripping a bong, buddy. Just kidding. I didn't
Yeah,
smoke.
just straight up G
I didn't
forever.
smoke weed in grade 9. My dad would have beat me so bad.
My grandma would be so disappointed in me.
He found one time I had booze and weed hidden in my dresser.
Oh, you never put it in your dresser because your parents
But
always
no,
look there.
I pulled the drawers out and I hid the weed underneath the drawer and I put the drawer back in. And the booze I wasn't as scared about, so I just hid it under some socks and stuff.
Yeah.
My dad picks me up from school. He's never done. He's like, "Found something in your dresser today,
Oh,
Kyle."
shit.
And I'm just like, "What? Did you find weed or booze?" Because like, if you found booze, I can live with that, right? But if you
Yeah.
found weed, like, I'm gonna be in big trouble.
How old are you?
I was like grade 9 or 10. My dad's a recovering alcoholic, and he has been since he's like 22, so he hates booze.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So he's like, "Booze is the devil." And so I get home, and it's booze. Yeah, and he found like my 26er whiskey. And like fucking 8 Laker lagers.
Better maker.
And he made me
A
pour them. He made me
Laker.
pour them down the toilet, like in front of him. I had to pour it all down the
Oh, my
toilet.
God.
It sucked.
This satisfied him.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you're going to
He's
pay
like,
for this.
"I just want to smell it."
I'm sorry, Daddy.
Don't
yeah.
flush it. Just if it's beer, let it sit. We don't waste water in this
And
house.
then I hollowed out a Bible, and that's where I started storing my weed.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, that's a better place than any, I guess, really, to be honest.
Yeah, it was great.
What about you, Laura? Do you got a cool joke for us?
I don't want to say any jokes that I would ever be connected to. Like, anybody would have evidence of that. That's
Okay,
stupid.
that's fair. Laura's not even here, guys. Who's this Laura you're speaking
I'm just
of?
furniture at this point. I'm just Kyle's girlfriend.
Okay, well, here's a good question. Okay, so you have $10 million, and you can only buy things that start with the first letter of your name. So Kyle can only buy things that start with K.
About
Laura-
$10 million worth of ketamine, and I'd sell it all and take that money and buy whatever I want.
I was just thinking ketamine.
Oh, what a racket.
Right,
There you
boom.
go. Wow, boom, you beat the system.
I like
Oh,
obviously.
God, this whole episode's a lie.
Obviously,
life is a lie.
maybe I buy like 9.6 million, and then like the other stuff I'd buy, like, I don't know, like a kayak for sure. I'd buy a fucking Kia,
A Kia? Ooh, a Kia.
right? Or can we get into like, if can I buy like a fucking Porsche
A catamaran.
Cayenne if it started with a K, something like that, you
It
know?
starts with a C.
I know, but I don't know anything that start with K, so I'm saying Cayenne, but if it started with a
Kittens.
K.
Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're sorry. Your choices are very limited, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I'd fucking buy
about-
I'd buy all the knowledge in the world.
Why wouldn't you buy Kazakhstan? Own a country.
That's what Shermeen said last time because he's also Kyle, and he's like, I'm buying Kazakhstan. First thing he fucking said.
Yeah, fuck,
Okay, I'm as smart as string bean
I've-
now.
Yeah, you are.
I've-
or smarter.
I've seen Borat. You can't buy it for $10 million. Like, maybe pre-Borat, yeah, but Borat fucking upped that country's price.
Yeah, you can't even go there without seeing Borat everywhere.
I've seen Kazakhstan fucking play in the Olympics, their hockey team somehow. So that means they got an arena somewhere in that country. But I'm going to put them out.
Yeah, do you know how much money Borat generated worldwide revenue? Like,
Yeah,
of course.
I seen those memes. It's
Borat's
like,
been funding that country for the last 20 years.
I see those memes, and it's like value of
it's
New
over
England
for it.
Patriots before Tom Brady, value of them after.
Probably ridiculous.
And it's like the same thing with Borat, like value of Kazakhstan before Borat, value. Yeah.
So what about you, Laura? So you can only buy things that start with the letter L.
So I thought of something dumb, but I would just buy a bunch of Lamborghinis and sell them.
Oh shit! What? Lambo?
I don't know like how to sell cars though, so
Yeah. I wish my.
I would have
GG.
bought all of Latin America.
What? Oh,
There's a lot of great exports.
I would never leave.
Lithuania,
Lithuania. Yeah. Do you really want
London. I could buy all of fucking London. And
But you only have 10 mil. Remember, you only have 10 million.
Oh, what the fuck? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
yeah,
Like,
well, you
So
guys
I'm
are saying
gonna
I could
buy all those cars,
guys are
and
saying-
I'm gonna lose money trying to post them and get somebody else to sell them for me.
but you could just be a Lamborghini
Yeah, but even-
What's
collector.
$10 million
even if you have
something
even if you
else?
have $10 million and you fucking sell them all and you only get stuck with $7 million, you lost some money, but it was all free money to begin with, so you're still winning $7 million.
I'd buy.
$10 million the lady price.
If I were you, I'd just buy like 1,000 copies of every season of Lost on DVD. Why not? Fuck it.
I don't even like that show.
We could build an island out of
Nobody
Lost
likes
DVD
that
case.
show.
It's so dumb. Just buy an island.
I love Lost. But yeah, so I was
You would have got a boob job, eh?
well, I was
Sorry,
gonna
boob
so
reduction.
yeah, right. They're called man titties. God damn you. I'm
breasts.
getting some man titty sweat actually going on. It's pretty hot in
I
here
can
tonight.
smell it. It's gross.
Yeah, you like that?
I don't
Eh?
have to relate to that under boob though.
Yeah, last time I did the letter R, so maybe I'll do B this time. I buy blowjobs, balloons. No connection between those two. Could also get boomerangs, beer. Imagine with $10 million in beer, I'd be swimming in beer. It's like, remember in Beer Fest when the guy falls into the vat?
dies?
And he's like, he's trying to drink it. He's like,
Yeah, all these stale.
he's like just drinking as much
And I
as he
think he
can.
is gonna.
Yeah.
You
He's
really,
like-
you really think he's gonna pull it off for a minute? And the best part is then when his brother comes in and just pretends to be him.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm his twin brother from Texas. Yeah, I already married his wife, so I mean, it's like I never really left. Okay, so tell us something cool, Kyle. Tell us something cool that you have done in your crazy fucking almost 30-year-old life that you've been here. I know you've done a lot of crazy fucked up stuff.
Like something cool or something stupid.
Something cool. Well, I mean, most of the cool things are stupid.
Something
in the long
cool?
run. Like, what do you want people to know? Tell us a crazy farm story.
One time when I was like 20 years old, I didn't have a job. I just sold weed for a living. That was cool, I guess.
That's crazy.
420
But the
plays
best
it.
the best part was I pulled
Hashtag.
off being a weed dealer without even fucking leaving my house. Like I got it dropped off at my house, people picking it up from my
Amazing.
house. It was a crazy racket. I didn't even do anything. Sometimes I was so lazy and fucking
I helped my
Such a-
dad raise lambs. It was sick.
such a shitty weed dealer that I would just be like, yeah, like I'm gonna go to sleep, man. I'll just leave the weed in the mailbox, leave your money in there. It's like sometimes I'd leave my front door unlocked and I'd be like, yeah, the weed's on the table, just come in.
Jesus, that's a pretty loose policy on pickups.
Yeah, it was great, but it really built up a solid customer clientele there. And
Yeah,
it helped
right.
me out in the long run.
What's a cool thing that happened on the farm? 'Cause you grew up on a farm, right? Now, Laura, you also kind of grew
He
up.
killed a sheep.
You killed a sheep?
We didn't kill a sheep, we killed a pig.
Oh,
it was
I
by
thought a
accident.
sheep had a heart attack
No, a
because he
pig
kept
did.
riding
We
it.
kept riding it around, and we had like a pig prodder when we were little kids. We'd be like zapping it to get it going.
What, a
more.
sheep?
No, a pig, and then the pig had a fucking heart attack.
Oh, no wonder you're fucking riding
Yeah,
it.
well, I'm like 8 years old, 9 years old. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how the body works.
Hi-ho, Silva.
I fucking,
Away!
we were supposed to go to Canada's Wonderland that day. It got canceled. I was like, I'm going on some type of ride. I'm going to go on a ride.
Farm
Because
life.
So
Kyle-
I grew up on a farm, and we had a ram there, and we used to all get like put like toonies in the hat and stuff like that, or like sometimes we didn't even have money. We just did it for fun, and we'd get styrofoam, like basically like the blue roofing styrofoam you have. And we'd bust it over the ram's head because it wouldn't hurt it, but it'd get fucking mad. And we'd bust the styrofoam over its head, and we'd all go in the pen, and it'd be like last person. You always had to have 1 foot touching the ground at least, so you could like jump up on the gate a little bit,
But so last person standing, pretty much. Who
Yeah.
doesn't get like just totally like fucked by
No,
the
if you
ram.
get hit by the ram, it's fine. You just can't get up. You can get hit as many times as you want, and you still win. You just can't get out of the pen.
Oh, okay.
But if you get hit by the ram once, you're gonna get out of the pen. You don't want to get hit. We had friends that like weren't allowed to come over because they had like huge bruises on their legs and stuff.
Is Kyle's
like that.
dad beating you guys? No, it's just the ram.
But my dad basically did beat them. Like he'd be like, he wouldn't let us go over anywhere. He'd be like, you can only have friends over here.
He psychologically beated you?
No, one because he didn't. One because he didn't
Beat
trust
it.
us.
He forced the kids into the pen.
And two, no, he would fucking beat them with severe manual labor, harder than these kids had ever worked in their lives. Like kids would be like, no, I'm not going over to Kyle's house anymore. Like he'd wake us
His
up.
dad
and,
makes us work.
you know how you go over to someone's house and you're near a kid, you always stay up to like 2 in the morning or
Yeah.
3 in the morning, be an idiot playing games. He'd wake us up at like 6:30, like, you gotta be in the barn for 7. If you weren't in the barn, he'd pour an ice pitcher of water on you to wake you up. Yeah, and we'd work like fucking 7 a.m.
This traumatized childhood really explains a lot, I think.
We'd work 7 to 12, and then have an hour lunch break, and then we work 1 to 5 every day. But then we would have to do chores after that. Like that. This is just like working. Like we moved into a house that hadn't been lived in for like
really?
20 years. So we had to like fix everything. We fucking poured. One summer we poured like 100 meters of concrete, and like. I was like 11 or 12 years old. My other brother was 14 and 10.
You guys are like just totally like manual laborers.
Oh
like,
yeah, we're just like on each side of the thing with a 2x4, like
smoothing it out.
one time we let it set too long, so my brother had to sit on the big float. Like he had to stand on the float while my dad floated it down because he needed more weight on it. Like
Oh my god.
they'd be like, do you need to send a crew? He's like, no, I got a crew here.
It's farm life. Why do you have so many kids? So they can do
like
the chores.
replacing barn boards. Like we had to fucking dig our basement down 4 feet one summer, and then like
why?
Because he wanted to dig it down because it was you were hitting your head all the time. So you dig it down, and then we put in.
The house will settle better.
Then we put in 6 inches of gravel and then like poured it, so we gained like 3 feet. But yeah, it sucked because like the farther you dig down, the higher up you got to put the pails of clay and shit up to the up.
And then you have to take them out of the basement.
Yeah, it sucked, man. And then after that, it's like now we're fucking bringing gravel into the basement after we just took it all out.
Yeah, wow. I think he just did that because he just wanted you guys to suffer.
Oh, probably. I don't know.
Right. You think it would? You think it
our
would?
basement was a dirt floor before, though. Now it's not. So that's dope.
Gravel's dope.
No, it's concrete now.
Oh, okay. What about you, Laura? You grew up in Walkerton?
I was just gonna say, like, have you even grown up in a small town if you didn't have to do chores in the morning at a friend's house? That's the worst. I remember one morning I woke up and we had to weigh and ship pigs the next day, and like I went into it being like, I love animals, I love pigs, and these fuckers would like start to eat you if you stood still long enough.
Oh yeah, the sows are vicious.
I'm not about trying to like hurt them to be malicious, but I'm also not about working in a pig barn because you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, and it fucking stinks, dude.
Oh, I remember the worst was if a pig died, and we only had like 300 or 400 pigs. But if a pig died in there, my dad would make me and my brother carry it out. Yeah, and it's like. Oh, just like it's so brutal. I remember walking out thinking that the pig's leg was gonna fall off while we were carrying it by his leg. Yeah, because if you don't get the pig out of there in time, the other pigs will just destroy it and eat the whole thing.
If it falls down.
Yeah, no, like if it dies, if it falls down, they'll still kill it and they'll eat it because they're fucked.
Well, and they eat their babies and stuff too. Pigs are crazy.
Yeah,
man.
They have the intelligence of a 3-year-old.
But who doesn't love bacon?
And then I worked in
who doesn't love bacon?
I worked in a sow barn. I worked in a sow barn that had fucking 1,300 sows, and that was great.
And they get to be big too,
oh,
man.
Dude,
Those cows get huge.
They're
pigs.
gigantic, man. It sucked, but there were some funny parts.
Okay.
Yeah, you never really lived until you bred a sow. I'll tell you what, man.
Oh, I guess I haven't lived my life. But yeah, we'll get out there and get that done. Here's a good question because you guys might have an answer. Okay, so the devil opens up a place called Heck, and it's a lighter version of hell. What are the tortures?
What?
The devil opens up Heck, and it's a lighter version.
Obviously, it's things you gotta put in your ass.
Why does everyone go right to the ass?
all I think it is.
You think it's so bad, and then you're like, oh.
All that I think it is you have like fucking one. Like kind of like decent sized TV, you know, like nothing. It's like a fucking like 32-inch TV.
So just like just not big enough to be really that enjoyable.
32-inch TV, but you gotta fucking play your 2 movies that you only got 2 movies. You got to play them off a PS3 that overheats, so you can't use it for that long. And there's like 2 tiny little lines in the TV.
Oh no!
That always fuck with your stuff.
Welcome
right?
to heck. You're gonna hate it.
And there's constantly you can't turn off. You can't turn off, but it's just like kind of faint. Despacito. The song
oh my god, by
repeat.
Migos?
No, that sounds like
The Justin Bieber one.
Despacito.
Oh my
God. Whatever that song. So
that sounds
but
terrible.
when you're watching TV, you can't hear it. But then your PS3 overheats and you got to turn it off.
And that's all you can hear in the
and that's all you
background
can
while
hear.
you're waiting.
That's all you can hear. And you got no book or nothing. All you got is 2 movies. And the movies have like the little pamphlet inside there. You can fucking reread those things. Like you know,
tells you what the name of the scene or the chapters are.
It's just the DVD menu on repeat.
It's the extended version of both DVDs. So there's like bonus features.
Okay, what movies?
2 of the Lord of the Rings, but it's the first and the
No,
second.
that'd be
It's the
fine.
first and the second.
Oh, I love the second one, but it would suck
second one's
never
the best
seeing
one.
the ending. Yeah, the
'Cause
Two
the
Towers.
end
Fuck
one's the
yeah.
best one.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have to watch the fucking first one is the worst part.
Okay, actually,
It's
no.
good for a bit.
Can I say, so I would, okay, first off, I want to change my answer to what heck would be. It would always be having a cigarette, but no lighter.
Oh,
You'd either always have a lighter
no.
or you'd always have a cigarette.
That would be
Second
terrible.
to that, I experienced my own form of heck. I was down south, decided to eat the shellfish medley. My parents, like, I had all this hair. I was just fucking crazy. Anyways, they didn't know who I was. I was so sick. I was hallucinating.
Well, but you had like a seafood restaurant?
No, I was in the Dominican and just thought this shellfish medley here.
Oh my
that
God.
looks good. On the 2 towers, I was so sick. I was hallucinating in my bed, but for some reason, for 2 days straight, they just played the 2 towers on repeat. And it was not hellish at all. That was fantastic.
It's heckish. It's heckish now. Oh, that's good.
Time just when you're talking about Dominican Republic, one time I've never been on an island or anything because I'm poor, but also I don't have a passport. I didn't have a fucking any piece of photo ID.
No
for
government issued
for like
ID.
2 years. I went without having an
Yeah,
ID.
Jesus, Kyle.
It was crazy. What a time. But
What a time.
But I had a guy
awesome.
telling me that he went to Mexico and he's like, yeah, he's like, if you ever go to Mexico, like, don't drink the water or anything. And he was telling me,
Yeah, you should
He-
drink bottled water.
he's telling me he had ice cubes in his drink, and he was in the shower and he sneezed in the shower and like
Shit himself?
shit like all over the wall. He's like, it was that bad. He's like, anytime I went to sneeze for the rest of the trip, I was paranoid.
Oh my god, Jesus.
Yeah,
I hope
that
you
was-
don't-
Can you imagine living with that for the rest of your life? Maybe that would be heck.
Oh, every time you sneeze. I have allergies. I'd be shitting myself
Speaking
You
of
can't
heck,
stop
I
to sneeze.
Okay, so another thing that we like to do here on Bobchat is called MKF, which if people don't know, I'm sure they do by now. You guys need to know. Marry one, kill one, fuck one. So we were talking, and Laura suggested that we do a movie MKF, which I think is a super cool idea because we love movies here at Bobchat. So we're going to pick a movie, okay? You guys ready? We're going to pick a movie, and we're going to pick 3 characters from that movie, and then we're going to do the MKF on them. Sound like a plan?
Sounds good.
So I think we decided we're going to do Pulp Fiction, which is a movie that we've all seen, we all love. So who do we want to do? We want to do, obviously, Uma Thurman's character, I think.
Yeah, and then we'll do John Travolta because he has girlish hair in it.
Oh, can we do
that other
the
girl?
French girl?
And
The
then-
one who's with Bruce
We'll
Willis.
put 3 girls then because I was gonna say we should do that crazy bitch that
Blueberry
does a robbery
pancakes.
too.
Oh, yeah, okay, so the crazy lady that does the robbery, Uma Thurman, and then the...
What, her name is
Blueberry
Laura.
pancakes, yeah. Or the, yeah, and she's like, who's Zed? Zed's dead, baby.
Okay, I'll go first then. I'd kill that fucking blueberry pancake bitch. She annoys the shit out of me. I'd kill her for sure.
Okay. Because she annoys you, that's a solid argument.
And then I guess I'd have to bang the other one in the restaurant just
The
because,
crazy one?
just because there's no way I could live with her for my whole life. And then I'd stick with Uma Thurman, but that would suck.
She has expensive taste. She has expensive taste.
Because she's on heroin all the time.
Yeah.
Or cocaine.
And she wants
so.
$5 milkshekes. Like, are you kidding me? Get the fuck out
Yeah,
of here.
I don't know. But like
$5 shake.
I couldn't deal with the blueberry pancakes girl though, ever. I could never deal with her.
Okay.
She didn't get his watch, and that's what fucked it all up. That's the only thing he cared about was the watch.
Yeah, and the briefcase.
She,
Oh, Bruce Willis's watch.
I forgot that. I'm sorry.
He literally, it was the only thing.
That's the only thing I said for you to get. That's all.
Your grandfather Or I'm doing terrible Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken, I'm walking here. Your grandfather put this uncomfortable hunk of metal up his ass for 3.5 years, and he finally died of dysentery. So I shoved that thing up my ass for another 2 years.
That was actually
just
really
so I
good.
could give it to you. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Christopher Walken.
Okay,
Have you-
Bob, you go next then.
Okay, hold on. Have you guys ever seen that video? So it's like Dave Grohl talking, and the Foo Fighters were on Saturday Night Live, and Christopher Walken was the host. So Christopher Walken had went to Dave Grohl and said, how do you say Foo Fighters properly? And he knew how he spoke. So he's like, is the emphasis on Foo or Fighters? And he's like, I know how Christopher Walken talks. So Christopher Walken was always like, ladies and gentlemen, the Foo Fighters, Foo Fighters. It's like, yeah, he's like, the emphasis is on the fighters.
That's exactly how it is. My favorite one with Christopher Walken is in Joe Dirt. He just does such a the undercover. He's like talking about. He's like, I grew up in a small town in Texas, and he's like clearly fucking straight out of New York. He keeps accidentally. I mean Texas. Yeah, back in Brooklyn. I mean in Texas.
What's that movie we watched with the Brendan Fraser and they live underground?
Blast from the past.
I'm sorry
classic.
we didn't finish that one. That was good.
My favorite part of him and Joe Dirt, he's like, you're talking to my guy all wrong. You do it again, and
I'll stab you in the face with a
stab
soldering
you in the
knife.
face with a fork.
I remember
No, he said
from
with a
that
soldering
movie
knife.
The soldering knife.
was my mom wouldn't let me watch it first off, and then finally I convinced her to let me rent it. And there was that
Rented
big
Joe
thing
Dirt.
of
That's
like
a big old hunk of
poop.
space doo doo.
No, yeah, that thing of poop exploded, and my mom just turned it off, and we
Oh,
both
because
agreed
he thought it was a rock and it's a
No,
septic
it was
thing.
dumb. And she was like, "This is too dumb. Like, there's poop everywhere." I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of poop movies.
I think that okay. So for the Pulp Fiction MKF, I think I would also marry the Uma Thurman character because she just seems the most down to earth. I probably would kill that crazy lady in the diner because she just seems way too intense. And yeah, I'll bang the blueberry pancake.
Either one,
shit.
if you're banging the blueberry girl or the diner girl, they're both gonna stalk you.
Yeah, pretty much. But at least the crazy girl will be dead, and the blueberry girl doesn't have. She can't even remember a fucking watch. She's what? She's gonna stalk you and kill you? No, the other bitch, she's gonna cover you in gasoline when you
Just give her
sleep and
blueberry
light you on
pancakes.
fucking fire. Yeah,
So
like
forgot.
sorry, I don't have a motorcycle. Go find Bruce Willis. Get the fuck out of here. Like, do you need money for a cab?
Obviously, she'd want to find Bruce Willis.
Yeah, of course. What about you, Laura? Who are you gonna MKF on
Okay,
this one?
so I'm gonna have to say first off, I would not marry Mia Wallace. I think I would kill her.
Oh, Mia Wallace.
Only because, like, love the movie, love her, but she doesn't work. She doesn't do fuck all. She
probably
just
got a
takes
really good
all
line of
of
credit, though.
Marcellus Wallace's money, like, overdoses, doesn't tell him shit, blah, blah, blah. No,
She probably
I'm
has-
not. I would marry the woman in the opening scene about the crime because she's so dedicated to her husband. She's willing to do some crazy shit, like, let's just rob this coffee shop right now.
Oh my
Like,
god, I'm so hot.
yeah, she's fucked. Like, you know she's gonna be committed to you. And then I would fuck the French girl because obviously the French know how to fuck. So.
Yeah. I
But hopefully it wouldn't be a situation where the blueberry waffles would carry over to the blue waffle.
Jesus.
Oh no, the blueberry pancakes carrying over to the blueberry waffle.
I think, and Mia Wallace probably has what's his name again? In the movie?
John Travolta.
No, the character's
Marcellus
name.
Wallace?
Marcellus Wallace. So
Does
Marcellus.
he look like a bitch?
No, he doesn't. I've seen him. So yeah, she probably has his like Amex, like American Express black card, and I think about
Why are you saying black?
because that's what the card is. Like if you watch Eastbound and Down, it's the best part. The guy comes up and he's like, yeah, we're here to. Have you seen that show, Eastbound and Down?
Yeah.
He comes up and he's like, yeah, I'm from the Tampa Bay Rays. He's like, yeah, here's.
Oh, who
he's
is
like,
that guy?
He's the one that's on Parks and Rec. I can't remember his name, but he's like, yeah, you want some proof who I am? He shows the card. It's got like the Tampa logo on it. It's a black Amex. Like, Black American Express? I didn't even know they made those. He's like, yeah, platinum, that'll get you tickets to a Jonas Brothers concert. Black, that'll get you backstage and I'm sucking your dick. It's like, like the most crazy credit card you can have. Okay, here's a good question for you guys. Okay, you run an inconvenience store. What do you sell?
Fucking anything that a London convenience store sells because it's so goddamn expensive. It's inconvenient for me.
Okay, how about rope, but it's all tied into knots?
I actually find untying not therapeutic.
Slushies that are never solidified. Like
oh my god, like the Dr. Pepper at the Circle K
That's
right
so
now.
inconvenient.
Yeah,
Fuck,
man.
I'm mad
What am I
at
gonna do?
that.
Bring it home and freeze it in my thing? Get
No,
outta here.
it's never good when you refreeze it.
No, it's
It's
not
like
gonna-
French fries. French fries are never good if you heat them up next day. Even if you put them in the oven unbroiled, they're still trash.
I would sell appliances that work for the first like minute, and then the motor is done.
I'd
I
sell
didn't even get my smoothie all the way blended.
Yeah, it would just
Lighters
you
with
would
no
have
lighter
the worst
fluid.
surprises.
Oh, empty lighter.
Yeah.
Or they only have one light and then they go.
Frozen ice cream treats again, like the Circle K. I mean, they're nice people; they're really great to us, but their frozen products are
Yeah,
not
I went
doing
in there and
so
all their
hot.
ice cream was liquid. Every one of their ice creams was liquid.
You can't forget that.
Laura, tell us something cool.
I fuck all.
Oh, that story about that fucking guy. I was
What
gonna
guy?
tell you
Oh,
that.
at our
I
apartment
tried.
building.
No, not that. I was gonna tell Bob a story when I came over. He was like, "Wait, for the podcast."
Tell us.
So I go up to Buddy's last night. He's outside. He's like up in the county, so
Yeah,
things
yeah.
are different up there.
Oh no.
And,
The county.
And his neighbors, he's a nice guy and everything, but fucking it's 10:37 at night, and this guy gets on his fucking ride lawnmower and starts cutting the grass.
At 10:30 at night.
10:37 at night, no lights, it's pitch black, and he's fucking wasted. This guy,
I'm gonna cut my grass.
this guy's like fucked, like right wasted. And but then later he just shows up in Buddy's shed. There's a few people in there, and he's just all of a sudden there.
Really,
and I
out
was
of
like,
nowhere, right?
It's like it was real creepy, but. So they started complaining. And
Did he
there's-
roll in on the lawnmower or just walk?
No, he just
walked.
he just walked right over. But so they're complaining. They're like, "Man, you got to get your cat to stop fucking spraying on her house. Like, you got to fix it or something, because it's spraying on her house and spraying like on her back porch and shit
Yeah.
and stuff like that." He goes, "Not my fucking cat." And there's like probably like 5 people from 5 different houses in this little small town. There's like people from this house, and they're all in this shed. So there's 5 people from Varna, and then this guy. It's in Varna, and
Varna, Ontario.
and they're like, "You gotta get your fucking cat fixed." She's like, "It's not my fucking cat." And they're like, "You've been feeding it for the last 5 months, and it's been eating food like in your shed." That doesn't mean it's my cat. I didn't want it to starve to death. He's like, "You gotta fix it." And he's like, "I'll fucking fix it 4 miles out into the lake." And he's saying, and he's just like, "Old."
Did he name it?
Well, wait. So they're like, "What the fuck, man? Like, you gotta deal with this. You can't just kill this cat." And he's like,
Well, yeah.
and they're like, "You named it." He's like, "I didn't fucking name it. My kids named it." And I was like, "There's no way that your kids named your cat Busch." Like the beer. I was like, "Yeah, this is. Come on, check out the cats. This is Busch right here. That there's Dart over there." And it's like, come on, man. Like, you didn't. Your kids.
As he's like holding an ice cold bush.
Yeah, exactly. Your 11-year-old daughter didn't fucking name this cat Busch.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm not fixing." So then all these people are like, "Well, if you take it in, because it likes you, it'll come to you. If you take it in, we'll all pitch in for it to get fixed."
And what did he say? Did he agree?
And he's like, "Holy fuck, this whole fucking town wants to save this cat's life." And he's just like such a. I was like, holy. So he's like, he never really gave an answer, gave a firm answer on it. But I'm sure if they're all pitching money, he's gonna do it. But yeah, names his cat Busch. Like,
Yeah, wow. I don't even drink beer. Here, this is my cat Busch. This is Busch Light.
He gave me some weed
The
though.
baby of Bush would be the Bush Light.
He gave me some weed, so that was good.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of crazy people
Is this
out
the guy
there.
who's mowing his lawn at quarter to
Yeah,
11?
10:37. Oh, and Bronson's like, "Yeah, and the other fucking guy on the other side of the road, he cuts his grass at 5 a.m.
Jesus.
Right?
It's like terrible. It's like either one or the other. It's like
Yeah.
the worst possible times to be cutting grass. First thing in the morning or like late at night. Like
Oh,
what
yeah.
and that's the thing. You know the guy late at night is drunk. You know the guy first thing in the morning, he's just an asshole.
How the fuck you mow your grass in the dark?
Well, he
though?
said that's the crazy thing. He's like, "I'm always like going over and like looking out my window and stuff, trying to see if he missed a spot. He never misses a spot." He does.
When he's drunk in the dark?
And he's got to go like around like
He's become nocturnal.
he goes around like playground equipment that he's got set up for his kids and
He
stuff
doesn't
like
even
that.
use a whippersnapper. He just has precision cutting.
Oh, he's
around
crazy.
everything.
He
and
knows what side of that fucking lawnmower to use.
And he's going full speed. And when I was there, the guy across the road that cuts the grass twice, or that cuts the grass early in the morning, he cut his fucking grass 2 days in a row.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, man.
The
'cause
rain's coming,
he's old
that's
as
why.
fuck and he never wears a shirt.
What else do you do? Oh, the golden years are the best. I just cut the grass shirtless for years. Oh my
Yeah, it's
God.
crazy. I wake up at 4:45 every morning. I have a coffee and listen to the radio, and then I cut my grass and water all my flowers.
You know what though? That actually wouldn't be so bad.
He's a
Like,
recovering alcoholic
was
too, that
it?
guy. So
Maybe cutting
Forrest
grass is
Gump
therapeutic
retired
for him.
cutting the grass. He had millions of dollars, but like he was happy.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
But when we were up there, we were talking too, and like my friend Bronson, I was like, "Oh, He's like, I was like, yeah, like now that you got that firefighter badge and stuff, like if you get pulled over by cops,
Say you got a call.
no, like do you
We should
are
do
they
a pullover story.
are they more lenient on you?
Yes.
Are they more lenient on you? And he's like, I don't know, man. I've never been pulled over with this. He's like, I've only ever been pulled over once in my life, and I started laughing because I know Bronson has a DUI.
Yeah.
he got one back in the day. So
Is that the one time?
So the one time he got pulled over, he was fucking wasted.
Amazing.
And then I was like, yeah, I got a 30-day suspension before, so I don't know if that counts as a DUI or not. And they're like, yeah, it definitely does. And then the other guy was there. He's like, yeah, I got a DUI before too. I was like, fuck. And I was like, everybody in Huron County, like, they either got a DUI or like their best buddy or one of their really close friends.
Or they're gonna get one.
I was like, it's your bar mitzvah. It's your Huron County here. Drink these beers. Take the
Oh,
car keys.
Jesus.
Today you become a man.
yeah. And
Talmud
you can't drive
says-
anymore. What's a pullover story, Laura? Why do you have a
Yeah,
good pullover
like,
story?
Well, I'm not gonna go first. Obviously,
I
I'm
got
just gonna
100.
I'm just gonna take off of Kyle's story.
Okay, Kyle, you got a good pullover story?
The best one, like not the DUI one.
Well, it's never a good time, I'm assuming.
Oh
I've
no,
never got one.
like the best one, like the
It was before though.
like I got pulled over a bunch. And I've got a bunch of I got pulled over one time when I was smoking a pipe, and I got pulled over.
Oh, no,
And I
what
got
happened?
I got off of that one. That's not even. But one time I picked up my cousin in Stratford at like 2 a.m. and we got fucking baked as fuck. We probably punched like 5 cones each before we get back in the car. And I'm driving him back to, he's from Ottawa. I'm driving him back to my dad's house. We get pulled over by a cop in Stratford. We're the only fucking car on the road. I mean, in an old beater pickup truck. And he comes up and he's
A hoopty.
he's like, so where's the dope?
Really? Is what he
That's the
said?
first thing he says. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I just deny. And he says he's going to bring the dogs out. And he's like threatening to fucking bring the dogs out and search and everything. By this time, there's 2 more cop cars there. I'm like,
Really?
what the fuck is going on? I just kept denying. He's like, I'll tell you what, man. He's like, if you ain't been drinking tonight, you just been smoking a little dope. He's like, I'll let you drive home. It's
Really?
like 2008, so I know he wasn't gonna let me.
He's just why he just
He's like, if you're drinking, I gotta take the car. He's like, but if you just been smoking some dope, I'll let you drive home. It's not a big deal.
Really?
I was like, buddy, I ain't been fucking smoking no dope. I don't got nothing on me. Like, I ain't done nothing. And then we probably like sat there for like half an hour arguing, and then they eventually let me go home. And that was
What?
oh, and we had an ounce of dope on us. That's what.
And a horseshoe up your ass,
Yeah,
apparently.
and like a bong, and like because my cousin was coming from Ottawa, so he had like a fucking bong in his bag and like all this paraphernalia and shit. And my dad said, if there's any trouble when Anthony gets down here, I'm sending him back right away.
Right away. And then the first
we
night
hadn't
you
even
get
got
pulled.
we hadn't even got out of the town. I picked him up at the train station. And
Amazing. You hadn't even got to the house yet.
yeah.
The county, bro. It's
And then
the
we got
county.
to the house, and Anthony got his bag searched by my dad, and they found like his pipe, and they were so mad, and they almost sent him home, but they didn't.
Oh my god.
But we hid the weed.
So
How
it was
old were
so
you?
far away.
How old were you?
Like 16.
Oh, that makes sense then, yeah. Your dad, and also your dad does sound like a fucking hard ass.
Yeah,
too.
he is. He hates us.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
he's
ma-
Such a nice
He hates
man.
weed. He hates us when smoking weed. Doesn't care anymore. But like,
Farm
yeah.
life. That's going to be the name of this episode.
Yeah, we used to just piss him off. I remember my brother getting caught.
Farmville.
My
Farmville.
brother got caught with weed like 7 times in like 4 months.
Really?
And my dad was like making us. He's like, you want to stop being grounded? Like you pee in this cup, and you can go somewhere. Prove you're not on drugs. And me,
yeah, your dad was trying to piss test you
I
guys?
wanted to do shit, so I was like, fuck it.
Jesus.
I
Your
was like,
parents didn't have a drawer just for piss tests?
yeah, so I was like,
Were you even raised?
so
Apparently not in the county.
So me, I was like, fuck it, I'll piss in this cup because I want to go fucking be able to leave again. And then I just did one piss test and went back to smoking weed. Ryan, my little brother, he's in like grade 10.
This is amazing.
He comes downstairs and my dad's, blah, 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 and Ryan looks at him, he's like, I don't got to pee in a cup to tell you I'm doing drugs, Dad. And he walked away and I was like, oh, man.
Clearly he is doing them.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, your dad sounds fucking crazy. I'm going to title this episode like Kyle's dad or something.
Oh, there's a million stories about Davey, but
Yeah, tell us the
you
story
have to have
about...
a whole episode about Davey.
Oh, it's a Father's Day episode.
Yeah, tell us about your... Tell us like,
He's a paramedic. He's picked up every one of us in the ambulance.
Really?
Yeah, me and both my brothers, he's picked us both up.
Really?
Yeah, but he used to like work like in like 2 hours away, 12-hour shifts, so we'd be home all the time by ourselves.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And
yeah.
we'd just be fucking like I remember him coming home and we had like 24 Molotov cocktails tied together that we were trying to blow up
What?
when I was like 10 years old. Yeah, and we were like in between 2 sheds that would have just fucked both of them.
And the whole property is burned down.
Yeah, like I don't know. We would always have to work for him, so we would like celebrate if he got hurt because like the one time he was on like a wooden ladder cutting a fucking branch on a tree, and the ladder with a chainsaw, and the ladder, and he's probably like fucking 20 something feet up, and the
Yeah.
ladder breaks in
Oh my
half.
God.
And he got a chainsaw, and he fucking He falls and he like throws a chainsaw away and he goes rolling. I'm like, holy, and Ryan goes running up. I'm like, oh, Ryan's gonna check to see if he's okay. Ryan goes running up, turns off the chainsaw and walks away.
He's like, great, we don't have to do chores tonight.
We'd be pumped because we wouldn't have to keep working anymore. If my dad wasn't cutting any wood, there was no wood to be stacked.
Yeah, no
right?
doubt. No doubt.
Or like my dad would be working, he'd cut his hand and we'd all be like, we'd be so happy because he had to go get stitches.
Happy Father's Day, everybody.
And he would just like tape it up. He'd be like, I'm not going to the hospital yet, we're finishing.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah, but like fucking, I got kicked off the school bus before and he made me walk 16 kilometers to school.
Really?
Me and my brother, he followed us in the vehicle the whole way there to make sure we went.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man. And I was in grade 6. I was like, what, like 11,
he sounds
12
like,
years old.
I can't. Well, you know what? You came out of that though. I mean,
but yeah, like he really was good at like. So imagine how much of a fuck up I would have been if he was just like, I don't care, do whatever you want.
Yeah, really.
Right?
Yeah. Wow, he kind of kept you grounded in the only way he could by just manual physical labor.
He would leave when
There's intense consequences for the littlest of things.
When he left, he would take the internet cord and the satellite cord for the TV and fucking everything. We had nothing to do. So we started.
Of course, he got into shit. Of course, we made Molotov cocktails. Now we can't watch TV.
He stole the power cord for the computer, so we just stole one from the school. And then he would take the smart card for the satellite and he'd put it in his room.
Yeah.
But there's a cold air return, and my brother was small enough to fit through the cold air return and crawl into his room. But then one time he got stuck halfway through, and my dad caught him in the cold air return. So then he started taking the card to work.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, no, it sounds like you had a crazy childhood, but I guess that kind of explains a lot about who you are as a person now.
Oh, yeah, I got punched in the face a lot. Not by my dad, but by my older brother.
I hope not your dad.
Just my stepdad.
Yeah, just my stepdad.
You tell dad, then I'm going to punch you again.
Yeah. My brother, we'd be like playing a game, and if he'd be losing, he'd be like, nobody's leaving until I beat this level. And if he'd lost, he'd just punch him. If he lost, he'd take it out.
This is your fault.
Or whoever was closest to him.
Oh, amazing.
And my little brother, he was doing like a drive-by punch because he knew he only had one good punch. So he'd sneak up on you and he'd fucking hit you real good.
And just run
take
away.
Off running.
Yeah. That sounds terrible. I had an older sister, but we used to fight a lot, but never like that physical. One time she punched me or stole something of mine, and then she went and locked herself in the room. I took like a hockey stick to the door and like bashed a hole in the door with the hockey stick. My mom came home. She was so mad.
That's some property destruction.
Of course, I was the only one in trouble. She stole my shit.
Right. I chased my brother with a sledgehammer.
I love her now, though. We're
you
good now.
reacted so inappropriately.
Yeah. I stabbed my brother in the hand before.
Beyond the capacity of a kid, obviously.
I lost my hockey stick for a bit.
I stabbed my brother Jared in the hand before.
Next time it's your face, bitch.
And my little brother Ryan stabbed me in the hand. We've been stabbed before.
You guys are crazy motherfuckers.
I never stabbed my brother. Okay, so my little brother, I had the luxury of having my bedroom on the top floor, and he was in the basement. And every morning he'd come in and take Q-tips to clean his ears. I mean, like, pro hygiene. But he'd also fart on me. And I would lose my fucking mind all the time. Like,
Cup of soup?
Man, I'd also have a room, or in my room I had a rule that if all my clothes are folded in my bed, like, you don't fucking come in here and fart on it. He always did. So one morning I lost my shit.
We all got pink eye.
He was the worst for that. Anyways, so I told him, like, you keep coming in here farting on me in the morning, I'm gonna fucking get you. I'm gonna burn you with my hair straightener. So the one morning I knew he was gonna do it, cranked that bitch to 450, closed it on his arm.
What?
The teachers at school were concerned because its arm was pussing in the middle of class.
That's what you get. You fart
my
on my
mom was so mad at me, but I'm like, I fucking warned him. I'm like, I'm in grade 12 now. I know what the fuck I'm doing. But
if I get pink eye one more time, I'm breaking your kneecaps.
I think the worst thing.
I told him. I actually feel bad.
I think the worst thing I ever did, like, because it was just like heated. Like, there's been a lot of times, but this is just a real vulnerable position.
You usually find yourself in vulnerable positions quite a bit, don't you, Kyle?
Ryan was laying on his stomach, my little brother, and he was playing video games, laying on his stomach, looking at the TV. And I was sick because I had diarrhea, and I was like fucking grade 3 or something.
Diarrhea.
Grade 3 or 4. So he's in grade 2 or 1. And he's like, told everybody at school you weren't there today because you had diarrhea. And I was like, ugh. He's like, everyone's laughing at you. And I fucking snapped. I just fucking kicked him in the head when he was laying on the ground. Yeah. And I got in a lot of trouble for that one. I remember I got in a lot of trouble.
He's so vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly. He was just laying there and he was like looking at the TV and I just hoofed him in the side of the face.
Oh, no, you don't think twice about telling everyone I got the shits again.
One time we gave him a wedgie until his butt bled.
Oh, gross.
Like, one of us pulled him one way, one of us pulled him, and he had to have a bath in Epsom salts. And I still remember him crying about it.
So, fantastic story about Kyle. When we first started dating, I was embarrassed about something. He was like, oh, don't be embarrassed. Like, I got stories that will, minimize your embarrassment here. I've been embarrassed before. And he told me about a time he got poison ivy as a little kid, and his grandma had to rub ointment on his little 7-year-old butthole while he was watching TV
I wipe my
because he
butt
was
with
so
poison ivy.
susceptible to poison ivy.
You took a shit in the woods and
But
you,
honestly,
and used
it
poison
made
ivy
me-
to wipe? First, Miss Kyle, come on.
Worst
It
thing.
made me feel so much better because I wasn't embarrassed
At least it wasn't
anymore.
poison oak.
I
That's
was like,
even
oh,
worse.
obviously I'm gonna fall in love with this guy, but at the same time,
Alrighty. But yeah, so that was, I'm really glad you guys came over. That was a super good episode, I think. I really enjoyed it. It's probably going to be called Kyle's Dad. Yeah, so just for the listeners, if you guys want to check us out, you like what we do here at Bobchat, give us a like and a follow. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, pretty much anywhere you find your favorite podcast. And the launch of the Bobchat Podcast Network is probably going to be happening either before this episode comes out or afterwards. But look for that. look for Kyle on
when
cooking.
is it?
It's going to be soon. We're just hammering out a couple things, getting some things ready to go,
Sooner or later.
getting it popping off sooner or later. And yeah, remember, if you guys want to ask us anything on the show, we'll read whatever. We really don't give a fuck. You want to write in some topics, discussions, reviews, whatever, just let us know. You know where to find us. You know how to get at us. And also, too, before we go, I always like to leave the listeners with an inspirational quote for the day. So today we reflect on the great words of the late, great Johnny Cash, who said, "I can't walk no line. I'm drunk and high." But yeah, so Kyle, Laura, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Did you want to say a little goodbye here?
Yeah, thanks for having us on the show. It was a great time there, Bobby.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys came over finally. I'm glad we could finally make this happen.
Right? Haven't seen you in forever. I owe you $20 though. Whatever.
Yeah, comes full circle, eh? And we'll try to get our good friend Jay on the show again soon too. He wants to be on. But yeah, Laura, did you have a good time?
Thanks for speaking to me so I could be spoken to. It's so nice to actually have permission to respond.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, no, thank you so much for coming on. It was awesome.
And just kidding.
Yeah. So you had fun?
No, obviously I can speak when I want to.
Okay, yeah. And you don't mind the sound of your own voice? I know you're worried about that.
No, I'm actually like better with it.
That's us on my own, boys.
Oh man, when you get Sean Paul on your podcast though.
Yeah,
anyways.
right. Fire. All right, blunts. All right. Tricks and bruises, blunts and land cruises. It's Bobchat Baby. Next time.
Smoke meth, I'll see you.
Peace. Yeah.